Hey, what's up everybody? It's going to make a quick video to show you how you can apply altruism to any profile and make the colors and textures really stand out. So regardless if you already have an Elvui profile or if you found something that was shared in the Elvui Discord or on Wago, you can change that profile and just add some really cool colors and textures. So I want to show you how I do that with mine. So go ahead and toggle this. I set up a new profile just so we can start bare bones. And so let's say I actually just go on to Wago and look at World of Warcraft, go into Elvui, and I just want to see some like popular profiles. Again, you don't have to do this. You could just apply this to your own, or you can come in and find a new one. So let's find a good Fab. Fab always has awesome ones. You probably don't even need to make any changes on this one. It's gonna be sweet, but we can put some new textures and colors on it. So I'll go ahead and copy the import string, come back in here into Elvui, go into profiles, imports, and let's rename this Fab Edit for YouTube. What's up, Fab? Fab's awesome, by the way. He makes some great UIs and he shares them in the Elvui Discord and on Wago, as you can see. So already super clean, nice DPS setup. Let's go into Elvui again. Unit frames, group units. I just want to see what this looks like. Okay, sweet. Nice party frames, great raid frames. This is awesome. So let's say I like this profile, but I'm like, I just saw something on Elvui, or I just saw something on Discord, and I'm like, those colors that were just applied, that looks amazing. What you can do is actually download Eltruism to make this really stand out. So let me go back into add-ons. I'm just going to enable this, but if you don't have this already, all you would do, I'll go ahead and reload and I'll pull up CurseForge over here. Get more add-ons. You can do this on CurseForge, or you can do this on WowUp too, or you can go onto the tuckui.org. But let's search for Eltruism, download this, and then in order for Eltruism to work, you actually have to have add-on skins as well, which skins a ton of stuff in the game. And Eltruism has applied some profiles to it. So after you've done that, you'll come back in-game and you'll see this pop up. Now you can go through the installer and apply Eltruism's entire plugin, which is amazing. I highly recommend checking it out because he has an amazing profile, but if you like what you currently have, or if you want to create your own UI and make some adjustments, you don't have to go through and install every single piece of Eltruism. All you do is skip the install here. So it doesn't apply any of his settings yet. You can pick and choose, even if like you just wanted his details profile, or if you just wanted his DBM or bigwigs, or like what we're gonna do right now, if you just wanted his textures and colors. So see, nothing has changed. Everything looks the same. We still have Fab's profile here, but now if I go into Elvui, you'll see on the bottom left add-on skins and Eltruism. So the first thing you can do to make some quick edits to your own profile, or a new one that you're working on, is go into unit frames and click on light mode, and I'll do a dark mode to show you what this looks like too, but hit light mode, and then if you want to have some awesome gradients and optional textures, go ahead and click this, enable gradient. I always enable the gradient power because I like to look at the power on frames, and also just like aesthetically looks amazing. So I'll add that, and then optional if you use aura bars. I usually just use buffs, but you can add some awesome gradients to the aura bars too. So once you've done that, you hit apply. It'll automatically happen. You'll see some of the nice gradients, and then you'll need to go and reload. From here, I'll show you what else you can do, because there's a ton of options in the different types of gradients and the different types of textures now that you can apply to this. So already looks awesome, right? To do some testing yourself, when you come into unit frames and like hit party, you'll be like, I don't see the gradient. In the display mode, it doesn't do a good job of like actually showing the gradient. Once you get into a party or into a raid, you'll see it. It's there. So anything that you apply right now, you'll see it on your player frame. You may not see it on the party and raid, but it is being applied. So I'll take those off really quick. And then with Eltruism, when you come into unit frames, you can actually apply a texture on top of this. So a lot to choose from. One that's good for like overall, just like for every single class out there, is the second Eltruism class V2 for Priest. And it just adds like this nice darkness around the edges here. But I recommend like check these out. Go through all of these and see what you like. I recommend being in a city too where there's a lot of players around you that you can click on them and see what it looks like here on their different classes. But lots to choose from with Eltruism. There's a lot to choose from for details profiles as well. I'll go through that in just a second. But let's just say we'll go with like a blank. So just like a nice flat texture with the gradient. Looks great. If you want the gradient even more, I guess like severe, if you really want to see it a little bit more, you can come into unit frames again in Eltruism. Unit frames, come into textures, and you can apply different textures to each of these frames. So yours, the target, and also all of these different classes. This is new, Eltruism, nice. This is a suggestion I made that you can apply it to every single person out there, or every single frame. So let's actually see what this looks like. One texture I really like is this N38, and it's from M Media. I'll show you really quick here. Blinky made this amazing media pack with, I think there's more than this now, 238 status bar textures. I think there's even more. But it comes with not only textures, but a lot of cool icons. Check this one out too, but this N38 looks really good, and it's, oh nice. This is so sweet. It makes it so much easier. You used to have to go in one by one to do this. And then if I just go into the player 1-2, do N38, apply to all. Wow, that's sweet. So to make sure that you don't have any like hiccups on this, I always try to match the status bar texture with the ones I'm using in Eltruism. It can like swap. If you log in, you'll see sometimes that it's like fighting the gradients from N38 and the blank sometimes. It just depends, I think, on what texture you're using, but I typically try to match it here. You'll see it didn't make any changes, so that looks good, but that just gives you an idea. I highly recommend checking out all of these different textures in Elvui here with Eltruism's things, and then also in the unit frame textures. Now what's cool too is you can add gradients to all of these different pieces of the UI. So I typically will do this for the cast bar as well. Makes a nice gradient there. I do it for the interrupt for my cast bar. I do this for the target cast bar too. So it all matches. And there we go. Now with that, if you want to come in and change some of those colors, you can come into gradient colors. You can change the unit frame or the player colors here. So the Demon Hunter, let's say like I want the gradient to be a little bit more, again, like a little bit more severe. I can make this a little bit darker if I wanted. I can also make it a little lighter. So there's a lot that you can do for each of these classes and profiles that you set up. Let's go with a little bit darker there. But you can do that for every single one. So you can make some custom colors if you wanted to for all these classes, which is pretty awesome. But what I was getting to, now that you have gradients enabled, you can do some different things for your cast bars. So same thing, you can make some really cool gradients for your own and for the target. So I won't spend too much time here, but a lot that you can mess around with in Eltruism. You can do nameplate colors, power colors. It's amazing. And that we're just scratching the surface with Eltruism too, because he has so many other things that you can do here. Now, let's say you're happy with what that looks like, but okay, I want to do a dark mode. Like maybe a couple weeks from now, you see another post and someone added this like dark mode feature with a really nice gradient class colored background, for instance. All you have to do is come into unit frames, back into general, turn off light mode, turn on dark mode, apply, accept this so you can reload, and now we'll have the really cool dark mode UI. And I'll take some damage so you can check this out for the class color background. Nice. Come up here. Looks great. So again, this will be applied to your party frames, to your raid frames, and everything. If you're not seeing this, you may have to come back into Elvui, into unit frames, colors, health, and just make sure you have the class backdrop enabled here. This looks like it is transparent, so I can actually toggle that off too. Gives it a completely different look. Oh, got a pop-up from HubSpot from side gig. Anyways, other things that you can do to edit this profile now a little bit more is just make simple adjustments yourself when it comes to like sizing and things like that. I mess around with this a lot. So if I were to come into like individual units now and say like, I just want this to be a little bit bigger, I'm sure everyone's pretty familiar with this, but you can just come in and change the height, for instance here, maybe make it like 30, okay, and then you just come into your target frame, make this a little bit larger as well, target, let's make that 20, and I'll actually bring this over a little bit to match up. And then other things just not even Eltruism related. If I wanted to have a little bit thicker borders, come into general in Elvui, cosmetic, and I can turn off thin. I'll keep crop icons because sometimes I do like to, this is for customized icons in your interface icons folder. I would just keep that on. I'm not exactly sure all of the things that affects, but I usually don't have that disabled, so we'll just keep it there for now. But this really does change the UI feel with this thicker border on your action bars. It also applies to your weak cores and things like that. So as you can see, yeah, it's added this border to everything. And now I'm like, this texture doesn't look the greatest, or maybe like I just need to come into colors, back into health, and change the health to be like a little bit darker, just like that. And then something else that's been cool recently, and now I'm just like kind of like messing around here. You can come into individual units, portrait. This may be like a little too thin. I can add the portrait, add it to be overlaid on it, full overlay. That looks pretty awesome too. Now it's a little manual. You'll have to go in and do this for each of the frames, or the frames that you want it on. Maybe you don't want it on your group units on like party and stuff like that. That's fine. So that looks really good. I actually like this a lot. With the thin frame, you can still really see the portrait. Now I'm like, well, I can't really tell what class this is, right? If I were to be logged in, I obviously know I'm playing a demon hunter, but for your party frames and things like that, if it's dark mode, you kind of want a quick visual of like what this class is. So in Eltruism, there's a lot of tags that are included. So if you go into available tags, you'll see Eltruism here. A lot you can apply to custom text fields on unit frames. One that I've been using a ton, and I believe this is included now when you actually do the install for for Eltruism, but this name gradient is amazing. So I'll copy this. There's a short, there's a translit that will shorten. There's some like reaction colors that happens here, I guess. I haven't seen this before. This is new. But if you want like the full name so it doesn't shorten it, there's also this version. But let's go with the short one just to show you what this looks like. Go into Player, Custom Text, Name Short. I can delete this or just disable it if I want to keep it for later if I like the white. Paste that in there, and now you have this really cool class colored gradient name that you can apply to all the different unit frames. So now I'll come in here, one on the left side, may bring it up just like how it was. Boom. Super easy, looks amazing on the unit frames. Clearly identify what class is that when you're using the dark mode. So this is turning out to look like a really cool profile fab. Nice work. So now you just go into Target, Custom Text again, go into the name, disable that, paste. This is a little bug with Elvui. I think I just need to download the dev version for now or wait for the release. But like keeps going back into general once I apply custom text. Go back into gradients. Put this on the right hand side. Boom. Looks awesome. Now I would do the same thing for the target to target, but just for time. Just see what the player or the party frames look like. These look so small. I'm a healer, so these are like I would need these a lot bigger, but for DPS maybe this looks just perfect for you guys. But same thing, you'd come into custom text, add the gradient name, and now in some profiles you're like, what? There's a name here, but I don't see it in the custom text. It's sometimes just right here in name, and you can just take this, delete it, and you're good to go. So come back in here, let's offset this on the Y a little bit, bring over to the left, adjust the font size, you're good to go. And again, you just do this for all the different frames. But hopefully this was helpful. Oh, I guess there is one more thing I want to show. The details profiles. So again, with Eltruism, a lot you can do. You can apply all of his different profiles to all these different add-ons that he has, including add-on skins, Project Dazzle Roca, Shadow and Light, Wind Tools, boss mod profiles with bigwigs, DPM, method raid tools even, and then all of these. He just made this amazing update to Warp Deplete that adds a gradient to all the bars when you're doing Mythic Plus. Looks so sick. But you can come in here and choose some different details profiles. So let's just say, and you can take a look at these, but I really like the V3 version. So you apply it, you saw it just change really quick over there on the right hand side. Give it a quick reload, and I'll show you how you can make some edits to this too and add some different textures if you want. We'll come back into details, options, create test bars. You can get a quick look at what this will be like. Depending on scale and everything, like I'll show you how you can make adjustments here. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with details too. But first thing I typically do, we'll go into the text and change it to what I want. Bars general, the title bar, narrow, and then some things here, like when you apply the profile with Eltruism, you'll be like, what? Where's the edit button? If you come into window body, you can disable, they are disabled, so you need to unclick these so they are enabled, that you can move these around, unlock them, resize if you want. So there we go. If I go back into bars general, you can apply some different textures here. So if you don't like the very thin lines, you can come in and literally choose any of these that you want. So like the other one that I was showing earlier, the N38, adds a really nice like thicker bar to this. So anyways, a lot you can do. You can pick a lot of different profiles. These VXTs, this is not included in Eltruism. The N38s, these are not included. Those are in the M Media pack, and VXTs, those are custom textures from profiles that he's shared with people on the Elvui Discord. But a lot you can do to customize quickly in Eltruism. You can also change these icons, which is really cool. So that's all I'm going to show you today. Let me know if there's anything else that you guys want to look at. But hopefully this is cool, where you can apply Eltruism to literally any profile out there and make it look like ones that you've seen on the Elvui Discord or wherever. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one.